Hey guys, thanks for tuning in again. My name is Kanad, and today we're going to talk about Master-Built guitars, specifically this Maybach Little Wing made by Nick Page in the custom shop. But before we do that, let's listen to this guitar in a track and then we're going to talk about it. So I hope you enjoyed it. Now, as always, the backing track will be available for you to download under the description down below. It's a Google Drive link. Should you have any issues, contact me in the comment section down below and I'll get you sorted. But also, if you decide to post something on Instagram or YouTube or Facebook, please tag me because I would love to hear your solos over my backing tracks. That would be awesome. Another thing I wanted to mention before we get into the video is the fact that I've partnered up with TrueFire.com, which is the biggest and the best learning platform for guitarists on the internet. It's awesome. They have tutors like Kirk Fletcher and Matt Schofield and Robin Ford. I've mentioned those guys 1,000 times on my channel. They're great teachers and the lessons that they offer there are awesome. If you decide to buy a course or if you want to join a membership or something like that, use the coupon down below. It's a 50% coupon. And the coupon code is KRENAR50, so that will be good for your next purchase on TrueFire. Let me know what kind of courses you guys are interested in, what you're practicing. That will be really interesting for me to read under the comment section down below. So with that out of the way, let's talk about this beauty. But first of all, let's talk about what makes a guitar a master-built guitar. Now, when it comes to master-built guitars, I tried to find something online and there's no actual definition of what a master-built is, but from what I've read and what I've seen online, master-built is a term used for a master builder, not any luthier, making the guitar and no one else touching it. So in this case, Nick Page, who is an awesome builder, he is considered a master builder. He's the only one that touches this guitar. So everything you see here has been done by Nick Page. And if you don't know who Nick Page is, as I said, he's an awesome luthier. He started working, as most luthiers do, repairing guitars, but then he started building his own instruments. So there's not a lot of information about him online. I tried to research. I think it would have been a better idea for me to contact him directly, but maybe that's going to be another video. But let me just put a slideshow of his work on his own guitars, because he used to make his own shapes and his own designs, and also some of the guitars that he has done for Maybach. So technically, Nick Page just gets guitars from Maybach and then he works his magic on them. And I think that partnership between Nick Page and Maybach is just epic, because the guitars that are coming out of that partnership are just amazing. This one, the two Telecasters that we played with Paul Davids at 42 Gear Street, they were both Maybachs from Nick Page, and they were just great. So let me put a slideshow of some of the work that he's done so you can see the work of this artist. Slideshow begin. Now, as you can tell from the slideshow, Nick is not afraid to experiment. He does some interesting shapes, and even with the regular shapes like this one, this is quite popular at the moment, the T-type shape and the S-type shape, he still puts his own twist to them, which is very interesting. And if you know some of his guitars, and then he comes up with a different one, you know that it's his. He has like a signature touch when it comes to building guitars. And as I said, Maybach itself makes amazing guitars, and again, that partnership just works. Now, let's talk about this guitar specifically. You heard it in the intro. It's really, really interesting how this guitar sounds and how this guitar makes you feel. Like, just look at it. It almost looks like a violin, but better because it's a guitar. And I mean, it's just beautiful. The aging on it, everything about this guitar is just amazing. These pickups, I think they're Van Zandt pickups. They just sound amazing. Everything about this guitar just works. It's complementary to each other and it works. In my channel's fashion, starting from the headstock, you can see that this is just a classic design that you can find on classical guitars mostly. Now, I saw a video of Nick Page talking to Guitar and Bass magazine in Germany, and he made a great point about these classic tuners, because guitars have been built with these tuners for a long time, and they seem to stand the test of time, and he prefers to use these. And I mean, on this guitar, it's awesome to tune it. I mean, it tunes very finely, and there's no problems with these tunes whatsoever. I love them. And yeah, we have the nut. It's a bone nut. It's a master-built guitar. The bone nut is going to be cut perfectly, so no problems there whatsoever. Now, going down, we have a ebony fretboard, which is just a nice piece of ebony, very well conditioned, really dark piece. For some reason, this one feels even better under the fingers. Like, it's really smooth to play, and I really enjoy that. The frets themselves, I believe, are 6105s, and again, they're really well polished. The fret end are just beautiful. I mean, there's nothing to complain there. And I like the frets because they're very playable, and in combination with the radius, I mean, they just work perfect. Because I didn't get a chart of specs for this guitar, but I think the radius is a 12 to 14. I believe it might be a 14 as well, because it's flat and it's really easy to play. Now, the neck is a mahogany neck, and it has this sort of open pore finish, and it just slides, and it never sticks. Even though if you sweat a lot, it just won't stick, and I think it's perfect. It feels like an old guitar, like an old friend, and I really like that about this neck. The shape of the neck is a C neck. It's not that chunky, but it's not thin either. It's like right in between, a bit on the chunkier side, but I really like it. I mean, I don't have an issue adopting to necks, so if I play this and I grab my Squier Telecaster that has a really thin neck, I just need like a couple of minutes to adapt to it. But every player has their own preferences, but I think no players would be offended by this neck whatsoever. Now, as I said, I didn't get a spec sheet for this guitar, unfortunately, but I can definitely tell you that this piece of flame maple top is high up there when it comes to ranking maple, because this thing is just beautiful. I mean, just look at it. It's book match right here, and I think it's just gorgeous. And even the back has the same material of maple, and it's a bit 3D. If you move the guitar, the flame changes, and I think it's just gorgeous. Just look at that. I can't stop looking on the screen. But I believe the sides are made out of mahogany, as you can probably tell. Maybe Maybach can jump in the comment section down below to clarify it, but I'm 99% sure that this is mahogany, and the back and top are flame. And if you can also tell, it's beautifully aged. I mean, just look at this. And it's aged in the places where it should be aged. And there's some dings on the top here that you might cause with a pick. And you can cause this with a pick easily as well. And where your arm rests, you have this as well. And I mean, it's just tastefully done. There's this black binding going on over here, and there's also some relic marks on the black binding. It's really tastefully done. It's not just unproportionately reliced. It just looks like it's an old guitar. Definitely looks like something from the 50s that you would play in the front porch and play the blues on it. But because of the frets and the radius, it's a really playable guitar. But since it doesn't have a cutaway, it's a bit difficult to play up here. But from the 12th fret and below, it's just beautiful. I mean, it's awesome to play. Continuing with the relic vibe, we also have this bridge and tailpiece. I believe they're relic from Godot, and I think they look awesome, and they just work. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. The pickups, they're made from Van Zandt guitars, and most custom shop Maybachs from Nick Page have the Van Zandt pickups. They're really spongy, but at the same time, they have a lot of mid-range to them, which is really interesting. This maintains all the mids that it needs, but it still feels spongy under the fingers, especially on the neck pickup. Another thing that I really like about this guitar is the strap pins. So as you can see, this looks like this, and the good thing about it is you can do this, unscrew it, put on your strap, and go right back at it with this pin, and it just secures your strap. How awesome is that? I mean, I would love every guitar to have this thing. I mean, I like the strap locks, but they're just a bit bulky, and I prefer the rubber ones, the red rubber ones. But I mean, something like this is just ingenious. I mean, I love it. It's just so awesome. Now clearly this guitar is a semi-hollow design. It has the F-holes, but it also has a center block right down the middle. Now another thing is the finish is nitro. That's why you can get these beautiful relics down here. Also, another thing that is very important is the smell. I mean, as soon as you open up the case, this guitar and all Maybach guitars, they smell amazing. I mean, the smell of nitro is just something to die for. I've seen a lot of videos where Pete and Captain are actually talking about making a perfume out of the nitro smell, and I would definitely back that idea. I mean, I'm right there to sign a petition for some company to make a perfume out of the nitrocellulose scent, because it's just amazing. As you can probably tell, I'm really impressed with this guitar, and I'm a person that just loves guitars, and I really appreciate working with Maybach because I get to check out stuff like this. I mean, this is just invaluable for me. Alright, so that's going to be about it for the specs and everything. We're going to listen to this guitar and all pickup positions, and then we're going to talk about the price, and we're going to end the video with my 2 cents. So I'll catch you later. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed the sounds. Now, as promised, we're going to talk about the price of this guitar and my 2 cents. Now, about the price, I don't have an exact price, but judging by the prices of the other Maybach guitars made by Nick Page, it's going to be around 4,000 euros, which is a ton of money. But for something like this, Nick probably spent a lot of time on this, and for something as cool as this, I think it's totally worth it if you have the means. Now, if you have all the guitars you need and you're just looking for that special thing that you can just look at and then play the hell out of it, I think you can't go wrong with any of the Nick Page guitars, in my opinion. Now, will I ever buy a 4,000 euro guitar? Maybe, but not now. So yeah, if you're looking for something really special, and if you're looking to celebrate something and you have the means to, just go for it. If I find out the exact price of this guitar, I'm going to include it under the description down below. And if I find a link to the shop that's going to get this guitar, I'm also going to include it under the description down below. Alright guys, so that's going to be it for today's video, and I hope you enjoyed it. Now there's a lot of content that I need to upload and that I want to upload, but bear with me because it's been a very stressful time period for me. And I'm gonna tell you one thing, in a couple of weeks from now, I'm gonna start uploading and you're gonna see my face on your feed a lot because, as I said, I have a lot of content planned. I just haven't had the time to go for it because of university and life and all that. I'm really thankful to Maybach for working with me and for letting me check out these guitars. They're an amazing company. They're just awesome people to deal with, and I think we're really lucky here in Europe to have them. So with that, I'm gonna end the video here. Please do consider subscribing, leave a like, leave a comment if you want to support me. That's the best thing you can do. So thank you so much for your time and for your attention, and I'll catch you with the next video. Have a good one. Bye bye.